I'm not sure if this would have been shared in some of the other teachers that have been talking, but I always find this useful, and I know many of you already know this, that there are the different branches of yoga, and that what we practice here is a nice mixture of some elements. And I know for myself, when I've studied more about things in the Yoga Sutras or different texts, that what's really cool about integral yoga is that we integrate a lot of the elements within in the Hatha class that deal with, in a way, bhakti yoga when we chant. We look at, of course, Hatha yoga, which is the branch that deals with getting the body toned up, because we want our bodies to be strong and healthy enough so that we can maintain all these practices. Karma yoga, in a way, being of service to this body. And when we take care of our body, we can be better service to others. One of the main ones that's, I think, can be challenging is also the jnana yoga, which is the practice of self-inquiry. And really being honest with where we are in our body when we're moving and asking ourselves, am I taking care of myself? Is this my body? Am I practicing for my body today, or am I practicing for the body I wish I had? And just sort of inquiring. And there's just different, so I'll name the 6 branches. This is going to be a pop quiz for myself real quick. Just came out of meditation, so I'm still kind of like, So Hatha yoga, I mentioned bhakti yoga, jnana yoga. There's japa, which is a mantra repetition, which you can actually sometimes do in your practice. It's kind of nice to like om, 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 or om shanti, things like that. Okay, there's karma yoga, which I mentioned. And then there it is, the last one. Bhakti, Raja, Karma, Japa, Jnana, Hatha. Divyananda, what am I missing?
No, I don't know either. Jnana, Hatha, Bhakti, Raja, Japa, Karma. Yeah, I think you got them.
Got them all. Okay. Phew. So it's just nice to know that there's, it's not, obviously it's not just a physical practice, but we do work with the body because, well, we have a body. So while we still have a body and we can move it, we got to move it. So let's go ahead and close the eyes. Just be grateful and celebrate these simple joys, these simple facts. We have the breath. This flow of breath moving in and out through the nose. And mostly we want to regulate the breath and energy by breathing in and out through the nose in our practice. If you ever need to breathe out through the mouth, maybe too much heat or energy, you need to, sigh it out. That's a great way to do it. And then come back to breathing through the nose to make sure you're taking care of yourself, you're not overdoing it. Find that best posture where you can sit up tall but not strain. And from this place, let's go ahead and chant Om together 3 times. You make sure quickly to, there we are. Inhale. Hariom responsibly. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari 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 Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari 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 Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari 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 Om, Hari 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 Om, Hari 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 Om, Hari 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 Om, Hari 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 Om, Hari 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 Om, Hari 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 Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari 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 Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari 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 Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Hari Om, Hari Hari Om, Hari Hari Om. Hari Om. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale. Netravyayamam, you can remove eyeglasses. Remember to keep the body as still as it can be. Gently open the eyes. Let's all draw our eyes up towards the ceiling. We'll go right into circular movements. Eyes to the right, circling downwards, and continue. So see what works best for you. If you imagine the clock in front of you or points around a circle, just notice if your eyes skip to go slowly the next time. That way you'll receive all the benefits. Finishing the circle you're on, reach the eyes up to the ceiling, and when ready, you'll center and close. Opening the eyes up towards the ceiling, and circle to the left, circling down, and continue. Ask yourself already, am I straining? Am I finding that just right amount of movement? Am I sitting up tall? Am I conscious of the breath? Good. Finish the circle you're on. Eyes will sweep up towards the ceiling, and when you're ready, they'll center and close. Bring the palms together. Rub the hands vigorously. Once you feel the warmth, go ahead and cup the hands, place them over the eyes. You want that pocket of warmth and darkness to be there. Gently open the eyes. See if you're blocking out all the light. See if you can make any more places to seal. Take a deep inhale. Close the eyes and then glide the hands down. Let the fingertips touch the eyelids. The fourth finger draws across the eyelids to massage the eyes. And then bring touch to other parts of the face if you'd like. The sinus areas, add some pressure. The jaw areas, encourage tension to release. Maybe even open the mouth. Just around the neck, maybe the back of the neck, the base of the skull. All these areas need our attention. Good. Just shake your hands out. Shake your arms out. And then just shrug the shoulders up by the ears and release. Shrug them up by the ears. Roll them back and down and release. One more time, shrug the shoulders And back and down, release. Awesome. Let's go ahead and stand up. We're going to stand up right away. So if you want to switch your camera angle in any situation there so you feel you can be seen well, take a moment to do that. All right. Let's find your Tadasana. So I'll start facing you. Look down, you see that your toes are pointing forward. See if that feels okay for the hips. No wider than hip width apart. Some of us can go a little more narrow if that feels okay. See what works for you. Imagine you can press the pads of the feet down into the floor a little more deeply. You can feel energy in the legs, but you're not locking the knees. A very light feeling of the glute muscles engaging, not squeezing tight, but a very light engagement, a lifting in and up around the abdomen. Just feel some energy lengthening through the torso. Turn the palms forward. That slight rotation in the upper arms where you're not overdoing it with the shoulders opening, but they're certainly not rolling forward. Lengthen the neck without straining. Soften the face and feel this light energy reaching out through the top of the head. And then immediately come back to the feet pressing down to the earth. Feel all that happening simultaneously. Do your best to scan through and feel Tadasana, mountain pose. Even when I practice this, I can feel my body already warming up, so that might be happening for you. Feel that nice awake energy scanning through all the way down to the toes and the fingertips. Good. Notice your breathing, and let's go ahead and begin a nice flowing round of sun salutations. When I change mine back to gallery, it doesn't change it for you, right? I think, am I on speaker or am I on the big view? Yeah, okay. I switched mine so I can see you all. All right, here we go. Take an inhale. Connect the palms in front of the heart center as you exhale. Reach your arms forward, arms by the ears, slight back bend, and then from the hips, hinge all the way forward. Bend your knees enough so the hands are outside the feet. Left foot, step it all the way back, your nice lunge. Fingertips are down so you can lift the heart center. Now we'll bring our right knee back to meet the left knee. Find your tabletop. Spread the fingers wide apart. And we'll take some cat-cows here. Inhale, look forward. Lower the belly. Exhale, lift the abdomen, look under. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lift the abdomen round. Let's do one more. Inhale, look forward, belly lowers. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, tuck the chin. Back to neutral table, tuck the toes. Downward dog, shifting hips back. Your feet are hip width apart. Good, shift forward into your plank. Nice strong arms, slightly engage the legs. Touch the knees down, your hips will stay raised. Lower chest and chin is forward. Elbows are close in already as you glide forward. Low cobra, check your neck. And look down. Plank, downward dog, shifting all the way back. Pedal the feet here, back and forth, more waking up for the calf muscles, the backs of the legs. Good. And let's lift the left leg. Either touch back down, downward dog, or sweep that foot forward and take your lunge by bringing your left foot forward, however it works for you. Might lower the right knee, then bring the foot forward. And follow with the right foot, Uttanasana. Step forward, relax the neck muscles. Let's inhale halfway up, hands on the shins. Pause here for a moment, feel length. Now use that length to fold again all the way forward, Uttanasana. Relax the neck muscles. One sweeping motion, arms can airplane out to the sides. Inhale, rise up. Reach up to arch. And exhale, hands in prayer. All right, well done. Second round. Reach your arms forward up. Take that small arch as you inhale. You'll exhale, fold from the hips. Good. Send your right foot all the way back. Let's pause here for just a moment. Bring both hands onto the left knee. You might stay there or bring hands to prayer. So if you can, your right knee is down. Yeah, and if you need to pad your knee, go for it. Option also is to reach your arms by the ears. And if you feel that you can lift the heart center, go for it. Hands through prayer, lower the hands down and step back, downward dog. Good, come forward into your plank to lower knees, chest and chin. Glide through low cobra as you inhale, press all the way back as you exhale. Let's float the right leg up high. Nice. And then when you're ready, step forward to find your lunge. Right foot is up front. Your left knee can lower down to keep your balance, and then both hands on the right knee. You see how that feels for this stretching of the hips. You're letting your hips shift forward and down. Your hands can either go to prayer, or some of you know, yeah, reaching your arms and maybe even the heart center. Make sure you feel the nice flow of breath here. Looks great, everyone. And lower the hands down. You'll step forward, Uttanasana. This time, one sweeping motion right away. Airplane arms come all the way up to reach and arch. And hands through prayer. Let's visit Tadasana again for a moment. Check in, see how you're doing. Feet pressing down, top of the head lifting high. Good, let's take a third round. Inhale, palms together, exhale. Reach your arms forward, up, take your small arch. Fold the body from the hips all the way forward. Nice. Send your left foot all the way back. Let's pause here with the knee lifted. Now make sure each foot is on a different track of your railroad track. So you're not in a tightrope. You can feel the left heel is lifted, and you can go ahead and lift the left knee. We'll take a high lunge here. Both hands can go to the right knee. Now we are going to try to balance here in a high lunge. Either keep your hands on the knee, look low for balance, hands to prayer, or once again, arms can go to ears and maybe a lift. Good. And hands back through, lower down, palms on the mat. Step back, downward dog. Nice firm pressing through the fingers and palms. Let's bend both knees and reach your hips towards your heels as best you can. Your knees will hover off the mat. Look forward, and then you'll shoot forward into plank or chaturanga. And then moving through either low cobra or some of you know upward dog. Good. And then all the way back to your downward dog. Lift your left leg. And when you feel ready, you can step that foot forward in the way that works best for you to find the lunge. And check your placement of your feet. That'll be important for your balance. And then as soon as you feel ready, that right knee lifts. Hands can go to the left knee and help support your upper body lengthening. Keep that lifting in and up around the abdomen, hands to prayer, or possibly the reach. Forward up with the arms and the lift of the heart center. Nice. Good lunges. Hands back through, prayer, and then look down, lower the hands down, step your right foot forward, Uttanasana. Again, one sweeping motion, rising up. Take a small arch at the top and hands through prayer. Release the arms. Okay, let's take our wide stance. Today we'll be practicing Prasarita Paduttanasana. So it's a forward fold with our wide stance here, similar to when I've been with you for Warrior Two. We want to look down, see the outer edges of the feet are parallel to the short ends of the mat. You can be as wide as your hands, so that's going to be maximum, or you can be a little narrower. So your feet can be as wide as your hands, or you can be a bit narrower. You might also want to have a block if you're using your props. That could be in front of you to help give you a little bit of support for the height here, and then have your hands on the hips. So I like the hands here to help you feel when you start to fold forward, it's almost like you're manually tipping your pelvis forward. So take just a small tilt of the whole upper body leaning forward. Just feel like you just did that using your hands to be aware of that tilt. Yeah, do that a couple times. You can feel you're shifting forward from that point, not rounding from the back. Yeah, good, everyone. And I can see that nice long line of the torso. And then either lower your hands to your block, or you can lower your hands to the mat. So see what seems best for you right now to have that extra bit of height, or if you feel okay to have your hands on the mat. Then try your best not to have all your weight sinking into your heels, but just shift a little forward. And then you can relax the neck and let the body fold. Breathing here as you let the neck again relax, maybe even turn the head gently to the right, to the left. If you want to add a little more to this, you could walk the hands over to the right foot, maybe a little bend of that right knee as you walk over. And then walk back through center and over to the left, maybe a little bend to that left knee. Nice, and let's all make our way back through center. So everyone bend your knees a little bit. See if you can feel the top of your head go closer towards your mat. Relax more forward. Do your best to keep that forward position and slowly press the backs of the knees to the space behind you. Just an amount that feels like a nice, deeper stretch. All right, very good. Let's come up by doing Ardha position with hands on the shins halfway up, lengthen here. So I'm using the lift of my abdomen, the pressing down of the feet. Bring my hands to the hip crease. And once again, I'll feel that shifting as I lift back up to vertical. And then from there, once you're vertical, we'll simply heel toe to come back up to Tadasana. Land right back there, the feet pressing down to the earth, top of the head to the sky. And gently open the eyes. All right, I want to do one more thing, squeezing into our hour here. It's a hip opener, and it is a balance. So you might need the wall. I would recommend it just to have that support, or a chair. What we'll be doing is crossing one ankle on the knee and hinging forward. It's kind of like a standing pigeon. So you can either let your balance be tested here or use that support. Let's start with the right knee. Maybe hug it in, lift it up high. And then we'll cross that ankle out on the lower part of the left thigh. And I like to flex the right ankle, let that knee open. And I might just stay here, hands on the knee and ankle, or one that's on the wall. If you're still doing okay, you could try elbows. And I'm leaning forward. I feel that hinge from the hips, trying not to round the back. And some of you might even be able to go down to touch the floor. So if that feels like you can manage, that looks good, everyone. Yeah. Feel that on that outer hip, right? And slowly, let's lift back up. And release. All right, shake that out. And let's take the other leg. So balance, find your setup there so you can feel supported, and then you can lift up the left knee. And when you're ready, crossing the ankle. If it works, you can keep breathing here. So listening to the body. Steady breath. And possibly the reaching. And this is where your block could also be there in front. Nice. Reverse back through, bring yourself back up. Tadasana. All right, come back to the top of your mat. Well done, everyone. Your body's saying, yay, thank you. Take an inhale, palms together, exhale. Reach your arms forward, up, small lift, arch. And from the hips, reach all the way forward. Step back to your plank position. Lower the knees down. And just lower down like you're lowering from a push-up. Slowly lower down all the way onto the mat. And take Advasana. Either stack the hands like a pillow or arms long. Pause here for a few moments to rest. All right, we'll take a back bending here. So bring your hands under the shoulders, forehead down, ankles close together for low cobra into boat. Elbows close into the body. Press the shoelace part of the feet down, the hips down, and then lift the upper back. Slightly squeezing shoulder blades behind you, noticing the neck. You're welcome to stay here or sweep the arms alongside the body. Palms facing in. Stay there or float the legs, Purvanavasana. Good, feel that you're lightly engaging the glutes, lifting the legs, steadily breathing. Take another inhale. The exhale releases you down, Advasana. You can turn your head to one side. And yes, some of you might want to adjust your camera angles a little more towards the mat. So if you look up and you can see, yeah, thank you. Good. If that was good, you can rest there, otherwise bow pose. Let's reach back, find one foot, then the other foot. And always remember, you can take even a 50% bow pose is a good bow pose. Forehead down, start pressing feet to the hands, see if the thighs can float off, and then the upper body. So it might be you kind of come out a little bit and you still are getting a nice activation along the back, nice pressure on the abdomen. If you're okay there, you might find you could go up a little higher. It's a nice way to build your practice, not jumping to the end point, but to breathe into where you feel is that maximum place. Let's take another inhale and gently release the body down. Release the feet, Advasana. Very good. Let's bring the hands under the shoulders. Shift either to tabletop or plank. Tabletop or plank. And then child's pose or downward dog, whichever you prefer. I like downward dog just because I feel it creates this lengthening, almost like traction feeling. Hips reaching far away from the hands, the heavy head reaching the spine in the other direction, supporting the health of our spine either way. All right, awesome. Go ahead and lower your knees down. We'll prepare for Gomukhasana. There's different ways we can get into this. I'll offer this way and see if this is okay for your knees. If any of you do have any knee issues, you just be very careful. Listen to your body as we do this. I actually have a little bit of issue with my left knee, so I always have to be a little careful, but it tends to work out. You also want to have a prop. So have a blanket nearby near your knees, basically, because that'll be where you're sitting. So if you want, I'll quickly demo. I'm going to cross my right foot around to stack on top of my left knee. Then I'm going to widen my feet to get to the edges of the mat and slowly walk myself back into a seated position. If that doesn't feel like a good way to go, you can always just go from seated position and just cross to get knees on top this way. All right, so let's try the crossing knee. From tabletop, lift the right foot up and around the left knee. So my knee, I'm on the mat, yep. And then my feet walk out to the edges of the mat. So I've got space now to walk my hips to. From there, walking back. This is when you'll know if your knee says nope, then come back out. Otherwise, shifting down. Here's where you might want to cushion. If you feel like you're falling way off to the left and your right hip is lifted, just see if you need a little cushion support behind you. I'm going to face the camera and try to be your mirror image here. So what I also like to do is place hands on the heels. For some of you that are doing okay, it's not overly intense. You can try and lift the hips and squeeze the knees closer together. And then shift back down. Hands in front, interlace the fingers at the knees and simply bow the head. So this could be your practice. Otherwise, you could start hinging forward as best you can from the hips. Let the hands touch down on the mat or the ground. Maybe even walk your hands forward and breathe into that. Steady breath. Again, breathing in and out through the nose as best you can. Softening the face. Good, everyone. Slowly rolling up. Use your hands to help yourself back up. Hands to the knee again. And then see if you can start to uncross the legs and come into your upward boat. So I'm balancing. You might need to hold on behind the knees to help the balance. Some of you could straighten the legs. Some of you, yeah, can hold on to your big toes. Good. Yeah. And let's gently release. The knees bend, feet down. And then just for the sake of learning how this can work, let's do the other side by going into it from the seated position. So we'll just bring our right knee forward and our left knee stacking on top. Again, you might try that. Lift, squeeze the knees together and lower the hips back down. And then interlace fingers in front. Prop if you need to behind the hips. Again, you might already be like Kawabanga, feeling this in that outer left hip. So just breathe into that and you may just simply bow the chin. And if you want to add, start to hinge as best you can, reach forward, let the hands guide you, walking forward. Very nice. We're getting the compression here also around the abdomen as we stretch the back body, and our forward folds create a quieting effect, directing the energy inward, stimulating parasympathetic nervous system. Good. And slowly walk yourself to come upright. And good. Let's take this one more time. Upward boat, which I'll offer one more option. For those that want to try to go for the toes again, try going for toes. And maybe wide legs. Yeah, you can try holding. Good. Good job, Corbin. Press out through your heels. Nice. And then bend the knees, bring your big toes together, your feet together. Vajrasana for just a moment, just to feel that. Sit up tall. Good. Just another gentle movement to get the hips to feel that butterfly opening, tall spine. Now let's go ahead and get ready for our inversion practice. So you'll either set up for your shoulder stand. You can have the legs up the wall or on a bolster, and I've heard some are working with headstand. So feel free to set up. If you're using the blankets, remember you've got that on your mat there so that your head's on the mat, your shoulders use the blanket. And I'll do my best to give cueing for everyone as I'm seeing. So when you're ready, I'll give a start for shoulder stand folks to remember that you're tucking your shirts in, making sure there's nothing behind the neck that would obstruct you. Palms down, and when you're ready, your legs will swing up and over, catching the low back. I always like here to try to squeeze my elbows and shoulders closer together. It gives you a much better way to get your hands to the back and a better prop to keep yourself lifted. And then as much as the hips can get over the shoulders, then the legs. For headstand, remember you're pressing firmly into those forearms. So it's not just pouring all the weight into the head. Looks amazing. And then gently find that reach of the legs. So from here, we'll have 2 minutes more. I will give you a cue after this passing minute. Remember to come down if you need to, if it feels that you've reached your maximum point. This is intended to create a balancing effect after we've moved the body backward bending, forward bending. Now this inversion helps to shift the energies, to move the blood, the lymph. You want to create a calming space for this to happen, not to be tense. Just the right amount of effort. And 1 minute has passed. So 1 more minute. If you'd like to practice Ekapada, lowering one leg overhead, then the other, the wide-legged, position might feel nice for the hips to stretch out. Good. And Alicia, practice coming out. So practice that slow reversing like how you just got in. When you next time are ready to come out, let your knees lower like you were doing, extend one leg so you can feel that soft coming out. Yeah, and that is where the strength of the abdomen and all that will really build. That's great. Nice, everyone. We've reached our 2 minutes, so the legs can start to reach overhead. If you're in shoulder stand still, extend the arms, palms down. Use your abdominal muscles, as most of this can happen as you slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. Good. Once you land, pause for a moment and turn the head side to side. Matsyasana, the fish pose, palms against the hips. Flex the ankles, toes up. Press on your elbows to look up towards the toes. Tilt your pelvis forward, lift the belly button to the ceiling as you arch the entire spine. Crown of the head finds the mat. If you're having trouble finding the head, touching, your elbows might be too much pulled. So reach your hands towards your feet. Yeah. Lift the chest, expand the heart center, lung area. Slow, deep, full breaths here. Fill up the lungs all the way up behind the collarbones, the apex of the lungs. Gentle smile on the face, stretching the neck, relaxing the jaw. Two more slow, deep breaths. To make your way out, you'll press on the elbows again to lift the head. Use your neck muscles and then gently roll back down, Shavasana. If you still have a prop there, simply roll to the side and do your best to move that out. All right, good. Hug the knees in and let's take our rocking motion, rock and roll to bring yourself up, or simply roll to the side. If you're doing the rock and roll, you might end with that upward boat again. Yes, good. And then lower the legs. Stretch the legs out in front of you. Let's prepare for our Ardha Matsyendrasana. Half spinal twist. Hug your right knee in, sitting up nice and tall. Cross that foot on the outside of the left leg. Hug that knee in, sitting tall again. Reach your right arm forward, and the eyes will follow that hand as it reaches up and around and finds the mat behind you. Stay pretty close to the body so you're not leaning out, but you're lengthening up. Yeah, keep energy in that left leg by lifting the toes. Press your shoulders down, lift and lengthen the torso, and let's come out. Turn the head, turn the body, release, and maybe a counter twist to the left. Good. And let's uncross that side and then hug in the left knee, cross that foot outside the leg. Right toes are lifted, so that ankle is flexed. Hug the knee in with the right arm, sit up tall, reach the left hand forward. Lift the arm, follow it around as you reach behind you and you spiral. You feel the abdomen has turned, the whole torso, not just the head and shoulder. You breathe here as you lengthen. Breathe here as you soften. Good. Gently unwind from the twist, counter twist to the right. And make your way into your comfortable seated pose with your props for our yoga mudra practice, the yogic seal. So you decide if you need that prop in front of you, if you need the prop underneath your hips, so that you're not letting the hips fly into the air. You still feel grounded and able to support yourself. Reach back, hold on to the wrist, creating the mudra with thumb and index finger. Sit up tall, close the eyes, and slowly fold forward. As you exhale, take your time with the breath, the body slowly folding forward. Sealing in the benefits of the practice. Very slowly start to lift the head, lengthen the body, the torso, hinge to rise back up. Keep the eyes closed. Once you feel you're vertical, bring the hands to the thighs or the knees. Gently open the eyes and let's shift now into Shavasana, resting pose. Set up as you need to so you're comfortable. That can include dimming your lights, prop under the knees. If your back is maybe feeling a little tight, that feels nice. Letting this body settle in and relax. If you'd like to squeeze and release, that helps to catch any areas we might not be surrendering right away. So squeezing the glutes, the legs, flex the ankles, squeeze the hands to fists, tense the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades behind you, squeeze the face, lift limbs, head, and release. Another one, if you'd like, splay the fingers out wide, squeeze the glutes, point the toes, inflate the abdomen like a balloon, expand, expand, open the mouth, stick out the tongue, lion's breath. Release everything and commit to stillness. Sending mental signals throughout the entire body to relax. Starting at the toes, feel this warming, healing energy soften the feet, the ankles. Relax the calf muscles, the shins. Softness around the knees. A release of tension around the thighs and the hamstrings. Relax the legs. Healing energy around the hips and pelvis. Feel softness around the abdomen. Ease through the digestive system. Relax the ribs, even the lungs and the heart. Feel a release of tension in the low back muscles, releasing, softening the middle back and upper back muscles. Let go of the hips and torso. Healing energy moves in, softening hands, wrists, forearms, relaxes the elbows and upper arms. Completely relax all parts of the hands and arms. Healing energy helps to release tension, any weight you're carrying on your shoulders, softening the neck, relaxing the jaw, softening mouth, tongue, lips, nose, eyes, releasing tension from forehead, temples, around the sides of the head, top of the head, back of the head, letting this entire body rest. The breath guides you into a deeper state of awareness as you witness the breath moving in and out. Observe the thoughts that are present. Imagine you can place your thoughts on a screen in front of you. And these thoughts are dashing across, creating movement and color. And you are the witness, the observer of this, not being pulled in, just simply appreciating this dynamic passing of thoughts. Allow yourself to look beyond the screen, beyond the space. The expansiveness of this experience, witnessing space to cosmic space, to connection with stars, and with the exact materials that created our bodies. This unifying force, this message of peace that resides within you as your true nature. You are peace. Om. 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 Bring the awareness to your next breath. And slowly feel the body awaken with movement, fingers, toes, arms, legs. You're welcome to stretch out if you'd like, arms reaching out, toes pointing away. And then bend knees, place the feet down so you can roll to your side. And as soon as you feel ready, lift yourself up to a seated position. Use your props so that you can feel tall without being stiff. We'll move into pranayama. We'll practice Kapalabhati, 2 rounds of the skull shining breath. Remember to feel that coordination and the steady rhythm. So you don't want to go too fast or even too slow. You want to find this nice steady rhythm for yourself that you can maintain. Let's exhale the air, navel center back to spine. Take a partial inhale and begin. Keep going. Make sure you keep the back of the body quiet. Make sure you're not squeezing around the face. Keep the face fairly neutral. Keep that bright energy, keeping the body lifted. Exhale. Squeeze the air out. Take a deep inhale, filling up the abdomen. Then the rib cage expands, and then even that lift in the collarbones. As you exhale, soften first the collarbones, feels that they're lowering, then the rib cage softening, then actively press navel center towards spine. Return to regular breathing. One more round. Exhale the air. Partial inhale. Begin. Good. Continue. This brings vitality back to the body, activating digestive fire, preparing us for our digestive systems to work well as we bring in nutrients. Clearing excess mucus. Good. Exhale. Slow, deep inhale, filling all the way up. And when you're ready, exhale slowly. A brief but powerful round of Nadi Shuddhi. Bring your hand up, Vishnu Mudra, the thumb, 4th finger, pinky extended. Thumb blocks the right nostril, exhale. When you're ready, inhale left. Block left, open right, exhale. Exhale, inhale, then switch. And you're counting Om 1, Om 2, or any other practice to keep a steady, even, balanced inhale to exhale. Eventually, your practice helps to extend the exhalation up to twice as long as your inhale, but you progress to that slowly, no force, no strain, even in our pranayama practices. Keep the mind focused as you practice this. Make your way towards exhaling through the right nostril. Stay committed to your posture. As soon as you exhale through the right, you can lower the hand. I'll chant an Om, so that will signal us to focus our mind for the meditation practice. Om. Hands can come to prayer position for our closing shlokas. Asato ma satkamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityor ma amritam gamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki Jai. Bowing forward, honoring your practice, honoring this time and Zoom space together. As you're ready, making your way up. Namaste.